Forget the president's BlackBerry list. There's now an even more exclusive club, people who have trash talked with the president of the United States at a basketball game. So far, the group consists of one person. In our third story in the countdown, Washington Wizards fan Miles Rawls will join us presently. You will recall that the president took in a basketball game a week ago tonight in Washington, rooting for the visiting team, his beloved Chicago Bulls. But one row back in his usual seat was Wizards season ticket holder, Mr. Rawls. He had heard a rumor the president would be there, so he was prepared, sporting an Obama T-shirt. Mr. Rawls, known for being good and loud at the games, had no intention of changing things up for the president. When the Wizards were up by 15 points, he told the president, quote, "You can tell them to warm up the limo, sir, because this is a wrap here." But the president was unfazed at one point when it looked like Chicago was making a comeback. President Obama said, according to Rawls, "Now I think you need to sit down." The Bulls ultimately lost in a blowout, and the president did, in fact, leave a few minutes early. Joining me now, as promised, Washington Wizards fan Miles Rawls, who also happens to be the commissioner of the Barry Farms Goodman League. Thank you for your time tonight, Mr. Rawls.
Thank you, Keith. Thanks for inviting me.
We'll get to the back and forth in a moment, but first, you did actually, I mean, it was more than just words thrown back and forth. You actually met the president, right?
Yeah, we met him when he first came through and shook hands, and I asked him how he liked my T-shirt. He told me that was a great T-shirt. And so he sat down, and I said, if you're a Bulls fan, you need to keep your cheering to a low roar, because these are Wizard fans over in this section.
Now, there was an usher at the game who was not familiar with you for some reason, and he suggested you might want to tone down your usual level of enthusiasm.
Well, Joanne is very familiar with me, but there was talk around the place that when they found out Obama was going to sit next to me, they didn't know if I was going to wonder, was I going to tone down? So when I came to my seat, she told me to be on my best behavior. I said, for what? She said, the president's sitting next to you. I said, well, he's going to enjoy the show. I said, you guys know I don't cut no corners for $285 a game. I do me.
You're damned right you should for that price. Now, I should make this clear, though. I mean, you're not like that Robin Ficker guy at those games who used to verbally abuse people and players, particularly at the Washington games, right? I mean, this is good-natured primarily, isn't it?
Good-natured basketball. Robin Ficker was a heckler. I'm a fan and know the game. So the visiting team, even my own teammates, the coaches, they know when I come to the game, if they're not on top of their game, I scream across, holler instructions out. Plenty of people tell me I should be the coach of the team. So this is not heckling, and they look forward to it. When I miss a game, they ask me, where you been? So. And I'm going to miss all the March because I'm down here at the Federal Law Enforcement Academy down here in Georgia doing this interview for you.
Well, we appreciate that. What else did, I mean, we ran through some of the things, some of the exchanges between you and the president. What else, was sort of running commentary between you two? What else did you guys say?
Oh, running commentary. When he got up, he told me when we got up by 10 early in the first half, he said, oh, you know the Wizards can't hold a lead. I said, yeah, you're right. He said, so don't get too happy. So Tyrus Thomas come down and tomahawked the dunk, and he looked at me, pointed up at the big screen, said, did you see that? I said, oh, we'll get you back. I said, if you don't leave. Right behind that, McGee comes down, tomahawks one down. That's when we exchanged high fives. I said, I told you I'd get you back if you don't leave. So that brought us to halftime, and I said, where you going? You can't take no more? He said, oh, I'm coming back. I'll be right back. I'm going up to my suite. I'll be back. So to be that close to the president, talking smack to him and exchanging pleasantries, man, that was a treat in itself.
So give me your assessment of him as a fan. He knows his stuff and he knows what to expect, but if he's going to sit in the front row?
Oh, yeah, he knows. He was rooting for him, clapping, pumping he's a lefty, so he was pumping his left fist and everything, but it was a little somber because I got the best of him because my team won. So... But he's a real fan, laid back, drinking beer. I was surprised, but that lets you know he's down to earth. Just came to the game to have a good time. He just didn't know the best talker in the business was going to be sitting right behind him.
Well, you know, in these economic times and the speechifying that these guys do, he may need you for that too. Any job prospect coming out of that one?
Oh man, the phone been ringing off the hook. So when I get back to D.C. on the 28th of March. I'm taking on all comers, and like I said, the Wizard guys, they enjoyed it, and the president even enjoyed it. We had a good time. I thanked him, told him I was proud of him, and told him rev that limo up when we were up 15 with 4 minutes to go. So he told me, yep, it's time to go. So he shook everybody's hand, and everybody had a good time in that section.
Yeah, he's probably had a not so fun 10 years as a Bulls fan. In any event, Myles Rawls, the Wizards fan who would not and did not back down from a little trash talk with President Obama. Thanks for your time. Have a good weekend, sir. Thanks again.
Thanks, Chief. Thanks for having me.